So Dogo has done it again.
Yeah.
Last.
My brother.
And Love Tamini.
What a shocker. I'm so shocked.
Special.
Wow.
Special moment for Afrobeat.
He got 2 Grammy nominations. Wow.
Oh, come on, don't do that.
Nobody saw that coming.
Don't be like that.
We are so shocked.
Don't be like that.
You don't mean it. All gives are a gift.
So
I mean, we addressed this when I was talking about like the review for the album. Like, this is not surprising at all.
Yeah.
It's not surprising.
it's expected. So
That's a good thing. That's actually a ridiculous thing to say. The fact that in 2022 we're saying Grammy nominations are expected for a Nigerian pop star. 3 years ago or 4 years ago, nobody thought this was going to happen.
Burna Boy.
It's been quite a journey.
Shout out to Burna Boy.
Quite a journey. Shout out to Burna Boy.
So now, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Do you think Burna Boy is a Grammy baby?
Oh, absolutely. When I said it last time, when I said it after he won another one with Angelique Kidjo, a lot of people were saying, "Oh my God!" Yeah, he won it with Angelique Kidjo for Do Yourself.
For the song?
Yeah, for Do Yourself. Yeah. So Burna Boy has 2 Grammys now. Mad. Yes, he did.
No. Angelique Kidjo won for the album.
Okay.
Then
The
Indian guy won for the song.
Aruj After.
Bully.
I mean, the good thing here is he still got a certificate for that one. One of the reasons why he probably have won it was because the song that he was on was also nominated for the category, so it makes a lot of sense. When I said it earlier, a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, why are you saying that? It's too early." It's not. I know, you don't. Shut up. It's not very hard. Because you can, bro, Burna Boy, it ticks all the boxes for the academy. It ticks all the boxes. If you have followed the Grammys for years, you would know. So all these things that are happening, they are not a coincidence, bro. Do Yourself, I'm not sure Do Yourself had a video before he got the Grammy nomination. I'm not sure. I was actually expecting Dignity to get the Grammy nomination. Because Dignity was a better song, very flashy video, had a very expansive rudimentary Africanism. I thought it was going to be the one to get the Grammy nomination. It didn't. Burna did.
Force.
Burna Boy ticks all the boxes because his music has a lot of, first things first, talent can't be hidden. And talent that is actually attached to rudimentary musicality tends to get elevated over every other person. And there is no way anybody is going to listen to Burna Boy and anybody, and most Nigerian artists and not say, there's something about like his voice, his technique, the way he approaches things, the things he says. Like right now, it seems formulaic, a little formulaic. It doesn't seem as organic as it was on his previous tour for Love That Meaning. But at the same time, you still can't listen to a song like Wild Dreams. Like, bro, there's no reason anybody, all the albums that were submitted, the only album that I thought had a chance, like remotely, was possibly Adekunle Goes Out. I thought Adekunle Goes album had a remote chance. And I thought Tiwa Savage's EP had a chance as well because of the style of the production, the lyrical content, I thought those songs had like a chance. Those albums, because when you open Adekunle Goes Up, the first track is I felt like maybe, just maybe, it would have a chance. But when you combine like the impact of Burna Boy's Love That Meaning, you combine like the fact that he has a Billboard hit, you talk about some of the things that he has, the fact that there's familiarity there from the academy, there's respect from the academy, there's love from the academy, he's performing for them now. I'm not talking major Grammy stage, I'm talking like private events.
Yeah.
That means the doors, if you are performing at private events, they don't open door for you. Do you understand? Yeah. So these are some of the things that you need to look at. Because as much as the album is formulaic, you at least, when these people sit down, there's a lot more Nigerians now in the academy, right? So even if they pass like a lot more Africans, even if they pass like a bunch of music through, what is going to happen at the end of the day is they will listen to Burna Boy's album. They will listen to the lyrical content. Please tell us what he's saying here. In the past where they can't understand. Wait, listen to what else, man? Bro, there is no way. It's too dominant.
Oh, whiskey. It's just
Like, it's too dominant. Or a song like, I become a person. Like, it's formulaic. But there's no way those guys are going to listen to that with the production and everything. And they're going to say,
that's overlooked.
yeah, we are picking this one. Listen to Cloak and Dagger. Ladies Name and Basil, opening track, closing track. They are serial Grammy winners, bro. So there's no surprise.
Yeah.
And this, the moment Burna, they actually open like Nigerian artists start getting nominations to like some of the other categories outside. I'm not even talking about Afro music categories now or African music category that they're going to add very soon. I'm talking about like pop category music. Burna Boy is still going to be headlining a lot of those categories.
Yeah.
Because it's just what it is. Look at Beyonce. Grammy Baby Extraordinaire. Look at Jay-Z. Why do you think God got the Song of the Year nomination?
Chiga.
It's because of Jigga, bro. Like, no, I mean, the quality of the verse, yes, added to it. But the fact that Jigga is the one that did the verse.
Yeah. You can't move beyond that.
And the fact that it became a slang on the streets, God did, all these things. So that's just how it is. Just how it is.
I mean, after the nominations we announced yesterday, Nigerians quickly put out an SOS because see, Mama, I beg now.
Please forgive us.
I beg now.
That album is fantastic, bro.
So how does
fantastic
Kijo's nomination affect Burna Boy's chances?
Bro, it really does. It really does.
Yeah, can't deny that.
You can't discountenance it.
Yeah, can't deny that.
It really does. Not just because she's the OG Grammy baby, in terms of solo artists of this era, of people that have come into this era, she's the OG Grammy baby. But the winner from this is going to determine the direction of a lot of the direction of the Grammys going forward. If Burna wins now,
next generation,
it means there's a culture shift.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah.
And it's likely to happen. Because now, when Angelique Kidjo was winning, for example, African music wasn't penetrating that market as much, right? So it was more about like rudimentary musicality alone and maybe the familiarity of the artist with the academy. Now, you have someone that's combining rudimentary musicality with pop success. Things, I would be very surprised. No, maybe I wouldn't be surprised actually, because I think it's a swing vote. But we also talk about the other people in the nomination, the category.
Yes.
In the album category, there's Anushka Shankar.
Yeah.
In the song category, there's a song made by Anushka Shankar and Aruj Aftab. Aruj Aftab, which won the music category last year.
And Shankar has been expecting that
Grammy for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time.
So it might not even be without them.
Yeah.
It might not even be without them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what people need to actually understand some of these machinations when you break things down, because I believe there was an ensemble there, like Indian ensemble, something Indian ensemble.
Yeah, there's an Indian
Bro.
ensemble. Then there's no Chebo.
It's going to be
Links Zatswini too.
It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting set, because I want to see more inclusion in terms of like whoever wins in this category is going to be deserving of it. I just want Nigerians to shut up sometimes when their king doesn't win. You just need to shut up. They need to shut up more, because you need to understand that if you make it into this category, your music is not remotely average. Your music can't be average. If you get into this conversation, can't.
So, what does Eddie Kenzo's nomination mean for African music?
Bro, I mean, the Ziggs Bantwini and the Nomsibo, I'm not surprised because of what Nomsibo did already on Jerusalem.
Yeah.
I knew Jerusalem would have been in consideration if it wasn't out of the year review. Yes, I thought the Ziggs Bantwini, I don't know if people know who Ziggs Bantwini is. Ziggs Bantwini is a young OG in terms of this guy has been pushing the culture for a while. I met him in South Africa recently, and he's as deep in the music as he is in person, even though he's a little casual in person. He has been pushing videos like making pop music, but like a lot of eccentric content. Like you are listening. I remember one song that really blew up back in the day. I'm from the ghetto. It was on the house beat, but bro, my God, you could feel like the pain of the fact that what it was trying to say that is from the ghetto back in the day. So I really. If someone is going to get a Grammy nomination, I'm not surprised that it's going to be 6 pounds winning, but it's just on another person's track. I mean, let's see where it goes from here. Let's see where it goes from here. I would really like to see an African win, but if an African doesn't win, it's fine. It's fine. But with Eddie Kenzo, I'm surprised because Eddie Kenzo is an OG, man. Eddie Kenzo, I mean, he got it on the Matt P song, but it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's really amazing. But and I'm kind of worried for the Grammys right now because now it feels like Africa keeps dominating that global music category. Africa is dominating. I mean, there are 2 Indians in the category, or there are 2 representatives from MENA, Middle East and Africa, in both categories, both the song and the album categories. But there's a lot more African representation when you count the sum of the parts. And that goes to show that Africa needs a category sooner rather than later. But my problem with that category, which we're going to get to later, I'm going to say it at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does the nomination say about the continued snub for South African pop music?
I mean, Zex did get this time, and Namsibo. But the fact is, a lot of the things that are getting exported, some of our most dominant songs right now are very, very South African inspired. There are Amapiano elements in our songs that are even on Whiskey's recent album, the Log Drums, is Amapiano, it's of Amapiano origin, of South African origin. A lot of the reasons why they're not getting it, I've highlighted it several times on the show, maybe like twice in previous times or previous episodes. Number one, they don't have a strong diaspora audience. They don't have a strong diaspora, and number two, they don't export. They're not particular about exporting their sound because in their country they can have all the success they want. Because the country is settled, it's a lot more settled than most of the African countries. There's a structure, collecting bodies. Most of the record labels are headquartered there. Most of the DSPs are headquartered there. If they don't have there, they have offices there. Most of them don't have offices in Nigeria. Like even they have offices in Nigeria. Nigerians, like for example, most of them are piano artists are signed to Sony. Do you understand? Like they can have budgets. In major Nigeria, in the Nigerian West African arm of major label in Nigeria reports to South Africa. It shows you the power of South Africa as a country. So that's why a lot of them, you can see them, they release an Amapiano song, 50 million views, no video. The hustle is not there. Whereas because Nigeria is not great, Nigerians are traveling across, or West Africans are traveling, right? Traveling across the world. Now, because Nigerian artists now, they have the hunger, the country is not good, so they have to go out and get their money. It's been a blessing in disguise because the music is now easily exportable. With South Africa, it's not happening, so they have to rethink. They have to have a different mentality if they have to export on the level of Nigeria.
Yeah.
If Amapiano is going to get the reps that it truly deserves. Amapiano is possibly the best thing out of Africa right now. Not possibly, it is the best pop sound out of Africa right now, easy. I don't think that's offending anybody when I say that. Even if it offends you, that's your personal problem. Amapiano it should be. There's no reason why Amapiano is not dominating Grammy conversations. And it's because they have not gotten it yet. The moment Amapiano cracks through, bro, it's going to be a madness. I really feel like South Africans need to reimagine those things. I think West Africans are doing it. Edukenzo is doing something for for East Africa now, but it can happen for South Africa. It can.
Okay. So are people right to complain about Peru's lack of nomination? No. If anything, what do you think about Amara's Sad Girl? Love.
I think people need to understand how this thing works. It's not a Nigerian award, one. Number two, global music category is... So outside like America, the UK, or maybe England, Canada, Latin America, the Caribbean, the global music category is for everybody else. So you're talking about over 100 countries. It's not Nigeria. Global, it's not Nigeria. I mean, we are popping right now. I get the entitlement, but the entitlement is also unrealistic. And when you listen to a Peru, for example, I wasn't even thinking Peru was going to get a Grammy nomination, if I'm going to be honest. Nah. I don't know. If you had gotten one, I would have been very surprised. I didn't. Nah. If there was going to be anything, I saw Sad Girls Love Money. Different. It's unique enough to grab somebody's attention. If Love One City was released during the year review, yeah, I thought maybe too. Someone was saying calm down. I'm like,
Bro.
no.
Even Costa Stitch didn't even get the nod.
Like,
So what are you talking about?
No. Sorry, bro. No.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, so back to Odogu. So what do you think are Burna Boy's chances? I mean, it's nominated for 2.
I mean, in terms of that, both categories, he has the most successful album and the most successful song. So let's see. So what impact is commercial success going to have here? Now, people are going to say, oh, Whiskey didn't have it this year, so Burna Boy might be snubbed, and Angelique Kidjo is also in this year. But the difference is, Whiskey's album doesn't tick a lot of the boxes for the Academy. Burna Boy's album does. So it has a way higher chance. Way higher. The problem is just a lot of people that are in the same category. And the Whiskey category last year wasn't as loaded as... Burna Boy has a reputation of being in some tough categories at the Grammys. Some tough categories. Like when it was African Giant, it was just a tough category.
Yeah.
Twice as Tall was even tougher. I didn't think he was going to win for Twice as Tall. Like Antibalas, Anushka Shankar was also there at the time. Maybe Gilberto. Bro, I didn't think it was going to happen. But that did happen. And this time I'm thinking, maybe we are going to witness a power shift right now. Because the Grammys the Academy has shown a tendency to, over the past few years, even though this year I was disappointed this year with some of the nominations. I don't know why Jack Harlow is getting a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Album. Are you joking me? Are you joking me?
Practical
Are you
joke.
Joking me? Because he has the #1 single. Are you kidding?
Joke.
Are you playing? Like, I thought we turned the corner last year with the nominations in the Best Rap Album category. I thought they turned the corner because the people that got last year were just like incredible. J Electronica, Freddie Gibbs, Nas. Like, I thought we were, like 2 years ago and last year. Tyler won this year.
Tyler won, yeah.
The previous year was, even the nomination for the last 3 years was actually quite good. But now you're giving me Tyler, you're giving me, bro. I mean, Pusha T and Kendrick, fine. Yeah. But really?
Just Pusha, Kendrick, Future.
Are we playing here? Jacka, bro. So I don't know. So they've shown a tendency to be attentive to the listenership, to what is actually popping. So I think Burna might actually have a chance this year. It's very possible.
That's positive.
Yeah.
So do you think Tems is on her way to becoming a Grammy baby?
We won't know much until she releases her album and the attitude of the Grammys. A lot of the nominations she's gotten now have been from like features, not individual works. Yeah. So we can't really know. Free Mind, maybe we would have had a chance if it wasn't released outside the year review. It popped in the year review, but was released outside the year review. So we wouldn't know until she releases a solo debut album. That's what we're going to know. I mean, it does look like she ticks a lot of the boxes. She looks like the Afrobeat version of her, who is like the ultimate Grammy baby of this era, of this generation. So I don't know. Let's once she releases her album, she looks like it, but the Grammy Awards have a way of just snubbing some people that you don't know. Yeah. So if they don't like you, they don't like you.
Shout out to Nicki Minaj.
If they don't like you, they don't like you, bro. They don't like you.
Shout out to Katy Perry.
Your problem is your problem. So that's it.
Yeah, so they talked about Afrobeat getting the category next year. What do you think about that?
Just make it African music, bro. African music. I think you have African music categories. And I think some of our artists should be braver in submitting it in other categories, not just global music category. I get why they keep submitting in global music categories, but I hope, I know some of them have been submitting in other categories, but I hope to see more of that because Afrobeat category is going to be pigeonholing and boxing our music in. It's not going to be a good one. Maybe make it like African music, not Afrobeat category. I mean, I know that's a battle that's ongoing.
Okay, so now to the man of the year. To the man of the year.
Asake is coming next year.
It's coming next year.
Asake is coming next year, bro.
You really think he has a chance?
Oh, bro, Asake is coming next year. Maybe he might not win, but he's definitely getting a nomination next year.
For the
absolutely
album category?
Absolutely, yes.
That's going to be insane.
Absolutely, he's going to get it. Absolutely.
Why do you think he'll get it?
Rudimentary musicality, bro. Nobody will listen to it and not be taken aback by it. Yeah, it has moved 100,000 copies in the US, bro.
Yeah, 100,000.
100,000 copies.
Yeah, album copies.
2 months.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So yeah, I know that Asake is definitely getting. I'll be very surprised
If he
if Asake doesn't get a nomination next year. I'll be very surprised. Like my mind will be blown if he doesn't get it next year. I can't, bro. And Burna Boy is also on the album, bro.
Yeah.
Burna Boy is on the album. Burna, bro, bro, he's definitely gets nomination next year. If he can't, if they cannot. I don't even. I'm very surprised that maybe they didn't submit. This it was in the year review. Maybe they didn't submit it. Sumba.
Oh.
Maybe they didn't submit it. Maybe just maybe, or maybe because Burna Boy released in the year review and the academy will look like last already did. Maybe we'll forget this one first. But I'll be very surprised if Asake doesn't get it. An album, best global album category nomination at least. I'll be very surprised. I'll be so surprised. I'll be so surprised. And that's fine. So.